Hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tatiana Fox, and I'm the Development Officer here at Inspire Women. Many people have asked me why we chose to do Friends Asking Friends and why it's so important. So, in order for me to really explain that, I have to share a little bit about myself. When I first joined Inspire, I found it a little bit difficult to do what it was that Anita was asking me to do, and that was appeal on behalf of women in ministry. The reason it was so difficult for me was because my background is not one that came from abuse or brokenness. I came from a two-parent household. I was a classic overachiever, and I didn't understand how somebody like me could ask on behalf of somebody who had struggled their whole lives. How could I really minister to them? And for a while, I really struggled with finding my own spark and how to have a voice on behalf of these women. What I did though was I watched. I watched as Anita knocked on doors, how Anita got doors slammed in her face, how people would hang up on her, how she would appeal for groups and individuals. And people weren't always nice to her. She didn't always get a nice response, but she kept knocking because she knew that somebody would say yes, and this cause was so important. I watched as Mia Yu, who's the vice president, would make on average 8 calls just to sell one luncheon table so that we can continue to invest in women. As I watched this for 3 years, I sat back and I thought to myself, to whom much is given, much is required. And so I took this challenge for Friends Asking Friends, and I said, I can do my part. Based on the love and the sacrifice that I've seen from the leaders of Inspire Women, I can ask my friends, I can send out emails, I can tell them about the cause, I can share some of the testimonies of the women, and I can ask them if they would sow a seed to spark a dream in some of the women's lives, some of the women's hearts, people who never heard that they are important, people who have never had anyone invest in them. Inspire Women is a place where we invest in those who most people would leave. And in that, I realized that this particular campaign is important because it allows us to be able to ask on behalf of the women, to be able to give back a little bit of love that Anita and Mia have sown for 13 years. I'm asking that you join this campaign with me. In this email, I have attached the instructions so that you can get started. I suggest to you, really, just tell your testimony. Tell how Inspire has touched your heart. That's what I did on my page. Just tell how Inspire has allowed you to have a voice for these women who may not make it if we don't help them. And so my challenge to you is read this email, look at the instructions. If you need a training with me, I'll be hosting one on August the 6th. If not, please send them out. Let's be a voice for the women and let's continue to spark dreams.